What is up, Easter Action fans? Another week has passed. Another very hectic week, another very stressful week, but we made it through. I did my first presentation today over music copyright, keys in the music industry, and branding and stuff like that. And I think I did a really good job. I'm going to show it off a little bit here, if I can pull up. Probably not. Got an 86% on it, so that's a good start, at least. Looking forward to the next one. Have my dad help me a little bit with it, too, just for making good PowerPoints and stuff. As you can see, I'm not a professional, but I try to do my best, what looks best to me. So, yeah, this is part 2 of my top 30 bands as of 2026. Might get into an album reaction this weekend, who knows. I have a lot of notes to do for law class. Blah, BLAH is what I call that class. I still like my teacher though. Mike Jones is a cool guy, but yeah, the environment is very depressing. Nobody really talks in that class, so it's like, am I going to be the one to speak up? No, I'm not the kind of guy. So left at number 12, Echo and the Bunnymen and Visage. The Cure, Echo and the Bunnymen and Visage. Yeah, love that. Love the Cure. Such a good band. So we're going to start with number 11 today, which is going to be number 11 is Bon Iver. And it always will be. He not in the top 10 though, but very, very close. Yeah, I mean, he saved. Can I be frank and say he saved my life with my second breakup? Because I had no idea where I was going in life. I thought I was going to be with her, and then it turned out she was gay like me later on, and that she transitioned 2 years ago. So she had a lot of stuff that was going on that I didn't even know about. Tried to get her back and stuff, and I tried too hard. But yeah, this album lifted me out of those spirits and say, hey, you're gonna find somebody that's just even better. And there's that aspect of the album, and then the second part of the album that I love, it's just the woodsy vibe, the snowy woodsy vibe of this whole album. That's what I go for comfort, man. Maybe it's I'm from Iowa, or I've been to a lot of national parks, but man, Bon Iver just hits that sweet spot where it's like, man, I don't even know how he did it, to be honest. I'm not an artist, so, but yeah. Funny enough, I found Bon Iver when I listened to Kanye West's song Monster and Lost in the World, and I was like, who is this guy singing in the background? It's a lot more interesting than listening to Kanye. And I love those two songs from him just because of that reason though. So yeah, there you go. That's Bon Iver. And I have a little bit of the song Blindsided. Yeah, so I'm going to include Jose Gonzalez in here. Great artist, great singer-songwriter. Did I have anything else in here that I liked? No. Yeah. Yeah. So Jose Gonzalez in there. And Man, who else is like this? Elliott Smith. I haven't listened to Elliott Smith yet. I'm gonna say not Jeff Buckley, but is it Tim Buckley? No, he's more like Nick Drake and stuff. Okay. I like Lumineers. I'll put Lumineers here. Yeah. There you go. Number 10. Porcupine Tree and Steven Wilson's solo career. Yeah, I think Larry Gertis for getting me into Steven Wilson. I had no idea who this dude was before he started talking about him. And yeah, I mean, I love Pink Floyd and stuff, and he's a huge Pink Floyd, influenced by Pink Floyd. His sound is very big, very dramatic, a lot, very epic sound, very progressive rock sounding. Love it. There's really not much else to talk about. It's just surrealist. Very much like Radiohead in a way too, his kind of stuff. So yeah, other bands I love to listen to when I think of this guy, Big Train, really good there. Silver Sun Pickups they're an awesome band. I don't know why there would be a Porcupine Tree, but I guess it fits. And Have a Nice Life is what I listen to for me and Zaren's podcast. And yeah, that shit was amazing too. So need to listen to their other albums, but yeah, it was a great reaction. So this is The Raven That Refused to Sing, and I have a reaction to his live performance. But yeah, just to play a little bit of this. I'll skip a little bit ahead.
Just because I'm weak, you can steal my dreams. You can reach inside my head. You can put your soul there instead. Please come to me. Please stay with me.
Love it. And did I have Death Cab for Cutie? Yes, I did. Okay. Number 9 is the Tom Waits. And bigger picture here is Isaac Hayes. But yeah, Tom Waits. I was very, very close to including Dr. John on here, but yeah, if I'm going for that back alley feel, back Louisiana feel and stuff, and I always go to Tom Waits, man. Just larger than life. He really started out tame. His first albums are really tame, very like jazz bar stuff. Have a drink next to the piano sort of thing, and I love that area of him. But he gets way more experimental with it, and his voice gets like a gravelly demon, and I love it just as much. So yeah, Tom Waits has had a illustrious career. I think he has retired now. Would have loved to see the guy play live. One of my favorite piano players like ever. So yeah, Tom Waits, man. And other artists, of course, Dr. John's in there. Charles Mingus, which I just listened to. Nick Cave, Parliament, Frank Zappa, awesome, just awesome. Terry Callier, Frank Sinatra, and Isaac Hayes. And I'm going to call this the New Orleans vibes with everyone. Yeah, there you go. Number 8, All Them Witches. Yes, one of the most newer bands on this list. I saw them in Iowa City with my dad when they were just starting to they had 3 albums out and blew my freaking mind. Their sound is just space rock, blues rock. It's really hard to describe. Psychedelic. They have a concert coming up in Omaha that I'm probably not going to be able to go to because just the way my payments have come out. It's just not been good recently. Been having car problems, and this concert here, I want to go with my friend, but there's 30 tickets left. The last I looked, and that was a couple of days ago now, so it's probably going to get sold out. It's okay, I've seen them twice already, but dang, just what a band. Watch their performances on KEXP, and I forgot to add video, so I'm just going to play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the stuff off of Spotify for these last slides because I'm kind of running out of time. So this is one Charles William. Here we go.
I wanna take you home, Mary. I wanna feel it porcelain. I wanna lift my head, God willing.
Heck yeah, awesome stuff there. Very backwoods vibe too. Bands I like to listen to when I listen to them: King Buffalo, which they tour with. I think they're like best friends as bands because they always tour together, and they're opening for them on this tour. Black Mountain, very much the same kind of vibes, awesome stuff. The Black Angels, which they are coming to the same venue in Omaha that I might get tickets to because I haven't seen them before and I love their stuff. Voodoo Sister, I've reacted to them before on the channel, and yeah, I just always love his debut album. Tool, of course. Not much else to be said. Tool is one of the greatest bands of all time, in my opinion. And Hawkwind. Hawkwind is like early space rock. That Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead was his first band. So there you go. That's All Them Witches. That slide. Number 7. I don't know if it's a little distracting that I have the other band first, but so that's the way these slides were formatted. So the number 7 is Deftones, and yeah, I always I'll always love the Deftones, but they're never in a top list before I saw the Def Notes at Woolies in Iowa, and my friend Dan Meridos acted as Chino for the vocals, and yeah, just what a great concert that was, and it was like, yeah, the Deftones are should be in the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. Just love the what is it? It's like industrial atmospheric rock. That's they're not very. I mean, they're linked with new metal bands, but they're a little more sophisticated than most of those bands. Their sound is amazing and yeah, just so good. So yeah, other bands I like to listen to. When I listen to Deftones, Portishead, Bjork, and Middle Class Rut. There you go. I can include Tool with Deftones too. I think as well, but yeah. What other bands? Because I know there's some other ones too. Typo Negative. People who listen to Deftones listen to Weezer. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah. Oh well. I'm gonna include Audio Slave. Audio Slave is so good. And there you go. That's number 7. And very honorable mention to I think I'm trying to see where I could put Gorillaz. I think, yeah. I would. I'm going to put Gorillaz right here. I major shout out to Gorillaz. I love Gorillaz, especially Plastic Beach. So, Gorillaz is right there. Number 6, Depeche Mode. Yes. Very much. I got into Depeche Mode when I got into Nine Inch Nails. Wanted to listen to something similar. And yeah, Depeche Mode wins out Nine Inch Nails just by a little hair. But yeah, I just love the sound of Depeche Mode, especially Violator. Policy of Truth is one of the best songs ever to listen on headphones, in my humblest opinions. And yeah, I forgot to play a Deftones song, so after this, yeah, other bands I like to listen to. I want to listen to Depeche Mode, Joy Division, Interpol, and the Misfits. So Deftones, we're gonna do this is Cherry Waves. And Depeche Mode. This is Policy of Truth.
what you're being put through. It's just time to pay the price.
There you go. I'm going to put New Order in here as well. And yeah, I call that good. Frankie Goes to Hollywood as well. Yeah. Number 5, Nick Drake. It's always Nick Drake. Five Leaves Left is one of the best recorded albums in my of all time, in my humblest of opinions. And very much like Bon Iver, when I want to be more laid back and just enjoy a nice Sunday drive, or calm down while driving, put on Nick Drake, Northern Sky. What a great song to drive to. And yeah, see all the scenic sights of Iowa with Nick Drake. There are a few scenic sights in Iowa, but yeah. So Nick Drake makes me want to listen to Rodriguez, Leonard Cohen, Tim Buckley. I like Jeff Love Buckley, but Tim Buckley wins out for me. Scott Walker, the Scott Walker 4 album was great. Listen to more of that. And Richie Havens. And Nick Drake, we're going to be playing. You know what? We're going to play one of my... I think this is one of his most underrated tracks. This is Road.
Say the sun is shining if you really wonder. I can see the moon and it seems so clear. You can take a road that takes you to the stars. Now I can.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Zarin, and I was saying it was maybe he's the greatest acoustic guitar player of all time. I mean, his stuff sounds so simple, but people trying to play it like him and like his style, and they just can't duplicate whatever he did with it. So shout out to him. I know he was he had a huge fright of performing live, and I can definitely resonate with that because I have a huge anxiety when I present in front of people, like today, and I got points taken off of it. It was I've always been like this, so I'm gonna try my best. So yeah, that is Nick Drake for you, and always will be in my top 5. I don't see him coming out of it anytime soon. So yeah, Nick Drake, man, rest in peace. Number 4, Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd right here. And this is my dad's favorite band of all time, so I just grew up on their music, and yeah, I think they are the best space rock band of all time. Animals by Pink Floyd is such an amazing album. I can see why people don't really get into it, the famous ones, but for me, it's their best. It's their most. It's the one that takes me on a trip the most every time I listen to it. Especially on Dogs by Pink Floyd, so good. So Pink Floyd makes me want to listen to Radiohead here, Genesis here, David Bowie, of course, King Crimson right here, Muse, Kansas, the Moody Blues, which is very, very close with my love of Pink Floyd. I tie Pink Floyd and Moody Blues together. Yeah, Moody Blues is a really, really, really good band. Yes, and Sigur Rós right here, which I think that's one of the best albums of all time. Love that. Yeah, so that's Pink Floyd for you. And we'll get to not gonna play Dogs. We're gonna play oh, there you go. So this is Sheep from Pink Floyd on Animals.
Passing your time in the grassland away.
Sheep. PowerPoint. Okay, number 3. A lot of people are going to disagree with me that these bands are better than Pink Floyd, but for me personally, yes, they are. And this is a bit of a cheat, but I had to. Yes, number 3, the Dubliners and Planxty. And yeah, I mean, what can be said that I've already said in previous videos? This is the most unexpected thing for me. Before I heard these bands, I had no clue this stuff existed. I always thought Irish music was just Irish punk, getting drunk on a Saturday night, getting sloshed and all that kind of stuff. Never thought it would be as beautiful music as like Nick Drake or anything like that. And I never explored that until I think Amazon Delivery for getting me so bored to listen to Irish music on a nice rainy Sunday afternoon. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try whatever. I had heard Rocky Road to Dublin before. Thanks to the Sherlock Holmes movie, but that's it. And I was like, man, I want to listen to more. It was like, do they have other styles of their songs in this? And then Town I Love So Well from the Dubliners, with Luke Kelly's voice, made me tear up. I was like 23 or something, and man, while I'm delivering packages, my eyes were just in tears delivering packages. And I was like, that song had I love music, but like that song had touched me more than any song I had to listen to for the last like few years. And I was like, man, that was so good. And yeah, rest in peace, Luke Kelly. And Planksty is just the same as the Dubliners. I love Planksty's more like adventurous feel to their folk. A lot of it kind of sounds like it could have been played in like Pirates of the Caribbean style bar. So cool. I love their stuff. I love Andy Irvine's guitar playing. So unique and so different, and I definitely hear like traces of Iron Maiden in some of their acoustic solos on Cold Blowing the Rainy Night. And yeah, just love them. So I'll play both songs, and artists I want to listen to when I listen to them. Lorena McNinnett, what a talent she is. Fairport Convention right there. Hamish Imclaw, Scottish artist, larger than life personality. I love the guy. Bert Jansch, what a great guitar player. Magnet made the music for the old Wicker Man movie, very much like Planksty folk style. The Pogues, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Shane McGowan. Awesome stuff. Trees, and check out Trees. Very much like folk. Donovan's awesome. Just recently got into him. Jackson C. Frank. The Beatles, when they go Indian style with the sitar, I think it's awesome. Beatles is kind of like people say playing like the Dubliners or like the Irish Beatles, so I guess it fits. And Silly Wizard, what an awesome folk band that is too. So all those bands you should definitely check out if you're looking to get into this kind of stuff. And yeah, it just puts you on an adventure, man. It puts you on a trip somewhere else rather than snowy, cold Iowa. So always will love that. And I am gonna give a little shout out to the High Kings because I saw them downtown Des Moines, and they're really good too. So check out the High Kings. Number 2. Oh, gotta play these. Okay, so Dubliners. You didn't see what number 2 was, right? Just forget about it. So, all right, this is Dubliners, and we're gonna play. Yeah, why not play Town I Love So Well?
My memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where our school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many ways, in the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn.
And I swear, Spotify always have these bands. Please, unless they take it off, please always have Planksty and the Dubliners on Spotify. Thank you very much, Brandon Easley. So Planksty, we're going to be listening to. This is we're going to play one of my favorite ones. This is The Pursuit of Farmer Michael Hayes.
I am a bold and daunted fox that never yet was trapped or caught. The rent to rates and taxes I was willing for to pay. I made me name in fine good land between Tipperary and Knocklong, where my forefathers lived and died 3,000 years ago. I lived as happy as King Saul and loved me neighbours one and all. Had no animosity for either friend or foe. Then I was of late betrayed by one who was a fool, I know. He told me I should leave the place and show me face no more. The day that he evicted me, it's then I knew that I should flee. Late one night I took his life and left him lying low. He fell victim to a shot, his agency was soon forgot. From that day on they're searching for Farmer Michael Hayes. Soon there was a great lookout, be land and sea myself to rout. From Dublin Quay to Belfast along the raging sea. The telegraph they did insert a great reward for my arrest. Me figure size and foreign, me name without mistake. They broke their drugs 1,000 pairs, this great reward for to obtain. Still their search was all in vain for Farmer Michael Hayes. They searched Tipperary, o'er and o'er the Cardinal Fields near Galtymore. They then went into Wexford town, but did not long delay. Through Ballyhale and Stranmore, they searched the woods as they went on. It's they were hungry, wet and cold before the break of day. You may roam the world, but far and near, but never such a tale you'll hear of a fox to get away so clear as I did from them hounds. They searched the rocks, the gulfs, the quays, the ships, the liners in the bays, the ferry boats and steamers as they were gone to sea. Crossed into Clare when they landed on sweet Listoon, like Wisemill Town, Malbay. Galway been a place of fame, they thought was there and might remain. Still the search was all in vain, for I gave them all again.
Planks D. Bit of an extended song there, but wanted to get into that part that I love the most. So awesome stuff there. Number 2, you've already saw it. Nightwish is my number 2 band of all time as of right now. My dream is always to get a Nightwish ticket. If they ever come to Iowa, I don't even know if they know what Iowa is. Way back before when they had Annette, they played at the I think it was the Battle Air Ballroom. They played over there, and that was way before I got into this band. I got into this band when I watched the Walk-In live performance. Before that, I was like, I've heard Tarja do this stuff, Ghost Love Score, and what else was it? Wishmaster. And I was just kind of like, man, I don't really resonate with it, but I love the Ghost Love Score. Even back in middle school, loved that song. But yeah, that whole Walk-In live, Flora Jansen just freaking nailed that was her first. That was her first performance with the band, and she just nailed it, man. Amazing, incredible voice. And she's stuck with them ever since, and they should keep her. I know she's being a mom right now. She just went through breast cancer and stuff, and she just gave birth, and she's a mom right now, and they're taking a little break. But when they come back and do Yesterwind, the album for live, man, it's like I gotta see them at some point. They're just amazing. They like Fantasyland. They transport me. I think they transport me the most. So love them and always will. So yeah, I see a lot of reviews on Rachel Music of their albums being like 3.5 stars, 4.5 stars. And I was like, that's for people that just don't get it. Like they write music for fantasy nerds and theater people like me that just want to escape reality. Something's going up upstairs. I was like, what is that? So yeah, that is Nightwish. Other bands I want to listen to when I listen to Nightwish: Opeth, Blackmore's Night, Hylon, which is right here, amazing like Viking rock band, dress up in costumes. Check out their stuff. Renaissance. They are a progressive band. That's very much like middle ages music. Really, really cool. And Typo Negative right there. Awesome gothic stuff. So yeah, that is Nightwish and always will be at number 2. So Nightwish. This is Turn Loose the Mermaids. Actually, we're going to be playing Islander. I also really like when they put instrumental versions on their albums. So this is Last Ride of the Day instrumental version. awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And number 1. Can you guess what number 1 is? If you guess Taylor Swift, you are wrong. It is Iron Maiden, Always. Yep, Iron Maiden really just generally made me fall in love with music. When I found their CD at Target with the robot and the pyramid in middle school with my dad, I was like, Dad, who is this band? And Dad had the widest smile, and it was like, oh son, just put it on in your record player, your boom box. That's what they called it back in the day, and listen to it. Give a little listen. And I did, and my life was changed ever since the first guitar solo I heard from Iron Maiden, which was 2 Minutes to Midnight was the first Iron Maiden song I ever listened to. And man, that was awesome. So been a fan ever since. Been seeing them twice live. I want to see them before they retire one last time. I think it's coming up pretty soon. I really hope they make a last album though. That'd be freaking badass. I would love that. So yeah, Iron Maiden, Always. So very, very close to my number 2 was Black Sabbath, with Ozzy and the Dio years, and even after that. I mean, Black Sabbath, I think, looking at their albums, like they have some, they do have some really bad albums like later on, but the whole, like, from the 60s up until the 90s, like late 80s, early 90s, like they didn't make a bad record in my opinion. I mean, I love listening to their stuff. So even without Ozzy or Dio, that I like it. So yeah, I mean, metal wouldn't exist without Black Sabbath. So rest in peace Ozzy, rest in peace Ronnie James Dio. Two of the greatest voices ever. I would Bruce Dickinson is a classic for me, but I think Dio had the best voice in metal history, so in rock history in general. So there you go. And my dad likes to call Dio the Bilbo Baggins of metal. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's definitely definitely a really, really cool guy. So I was going to say better than Fiction, but that doesn't make any sense. So Blue Oyster Cult is there. Rainbow with Dio is there. Scorpions is great. Thin Lizzy is great. Greatest Irish rock band there ever was. Rush. Neil Peart and Geddy Lee. Alex Lifeson. Close to being one of the best space rock bands of all time, but Pink Floyd is beating them out. And Jethro Tull. Very, very much got into Jethro Tull when I got into Irish folk music, and it just has stuck with me. So there you go. That is Iron Maiden there, and we're gonna be playing. Sucks. Can't get picked up for my work then. We are going to play one of the lesser known songs by them. This is we can play Strange World from Iron Maiden from the debut album, and I love Paul Di'Anno's voice just as much as Bruce, so let's play a Paul song and a Bruce song. So there you go. That's Strange World, and this is If Eternity Should Fail from Iron Maiden.
Here is the soul of a man. Here in this place for the taking. Clothing in white, stand in the light. Here is the soul of a man. To speak where the shame on again. Conjure the jester again. Black dog in the ruins is howling my name. So here is the soul of a man.
That is a quote I always try to live by when I'm down. So don't waste your years, man. You only got one life. I'm almost 30 years old. I'm at 28 right now. And yeah, I mean, I honestly think that quote right there is gonna go to my deathbed. That whole lyric, right? Like, it's a simple ass lyric, but it just resonates with me so much that, yeah, so cool. And the guitar solo for Wasted Years, so cool. Alright, that is going to be it for my top 30 bands of all time. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And thank you for being a Easily Reacts supporter. Thank you very much. Have an awesome Friday evening.